विद्यार्थी भाइबहिनीहरू रेडियो ट्युसन कक्षामा यहाँहरूलाई हार्दिक स्वागत छ। यस रेडियो ट्युसन कक्षा हामीले सिद्धार्थ मावि, भुटनदेवी मावि, आधुनिक राष्ट्रिय मावि, बालज्योति मावि, ज्ञानदा मावि र त्रिभुवन माविसँगको सहकार्यमा हेटौडा एफएमले उत्पादन गरेका हौं। आउनुहोस् सुरु गरौं आजको रेडियो ट्युसन कक्षा।
Namaste and warm good morning to all of you, dear students. So I'd like to welcome you all in our 4th class of class 10 English subject. Today we are going to start grammar portion because we have already completed our reading text, which was about World Guide to Good Manners, how not to behave badly abroad. This was our text and we have already finished our activities also, which was all about true false, question answer item, similar words writing and many more. So dear students, we have already completed our activities related to reading text. Now I request all of you to look at your textbook. If you are holding your textbook, we are now going to start grammar activities, which is there in page number 5 in our textbook. Dear students, in our first class I introduced our first unit's title, which is giving, withholding and reporting permission. This is the title of our first unit. But remember, in our previous 3 classes we haven't even entered towards these things. This is a language function and we haven't started this language function in our earlier classes. So we were only based on certain reading text and its activities. But remember, dear students, today in our 4th class we are going to engage ourselves in this grammar item. So dear students, this is engaging ourselves. So I must request all of you, dear students, to be prepared with your materials, your textbook if possible. If not, I request you to be ready with your writing materials, copy, pen and other materials too. So here in this language function, I will introduce you the language function first. After that we are going to practice some of the dialogues or some of the things over here. So what is our topic all about? We are going to learn to give permission, to withhold permission and to report permission in this very grammar item. So first of all, some of the people may ask for certain permission, and whenever a person is asking or expecting for permission, at that time either you have to give permission or you have to reject that permission. Either you have to give permission or you have to withhold. Remember students, giving permission is positive response and withholding permission is negative response. This is positive and this is negative response. So here, while you give permission, what should you tell? Yes, of course, certainly, definitely you can. These are the examples of giving permission. And while responding using withholding, what should you tell? You have to tell, I am afraid I cannot let you do something, or I am extremely sorry, or I am so sorry I can't let you do so. In this way, this is rejecting, this is accepting, remember. So reporting permission will also be done in today's class. So let me start from 2 different examples, dear students. So a person called A, he asks can I use your pencil? Suppose this is the example of asking for permission. A is asking for permission with B. Now B has to respond, B has to reply. What he or she may tell now. In our book, it is yes, go ahead. See, dear students, can I use your pencil? This A is asking for permission and B is giving permission. Yes, go ahead. Yes, you can use. Yes, obviously, certainly you can. So this is the example of giving permission. B is giving permission to A. Now let me give you one more example, dear students. Now another example is, may I have a few minutes with you? What A tells? May I have a few minutes with you. So this is another question, or this is another question made by A to ask for permission. So what A is asking? Can he or she have a few minutes with B? Now what B replies? I am afraid not. I am afraid not. You see, dear students, I am afraid not. This is the example of withholding. This is withholding permission. It means B is not actually telling, or B is rejecting, B is refusing the permission asked by A. I am afraid not means you cannot have a few minutes with me. This is the example of giving permission and withholding permission. First example discusses about giving permission. Yes, go ahead, it is giving permission. I am afraid not, you cannot do, I am so sorry, extremely sorry. This is the example of withholding permission. So dear students, using these kind of structures, or using these models, or following these things, we can make similar types of conversation, or we can just give or withhold permission in this way. So now we are going to discuss time for grammar activity now, which is there in your same page, in page number 5. Okay, dear students, so let me move ahead, and now we are going to discuss number 1, time for grammar. It is just like having similar type of conversation between two people. So dear students, I expect that all of you are looking towards your book. It's number B. There are altogether 4 questions, and we are supposed to make similar types of conversation which we discussed just recently. So first statement or first question, let's see first question everyone. What is this? Use protector. This is use protector and of course. See dear students, this is our question. And for this question, we are supposed to have similar types of conversation which we discussed just before. Now let me give you example once more everyone. So I am going to provide you 1 or 2 examples. After that, I request all of you to practice in similar way. So you look at, dear students, use protector of course. Now In our book, we are also supposed to see 4 different structures. So before actually starting to have conversation, I will also discuss 4 different structures, let's say, to start certain conversation. So we can start from can I ... We can also start from may I ... We may also start from is it okay if I ... And we may also start from is it alright if I ... What does it mean? Let me tell you more about these structures, dear students. So if our question is use protector, then how can we start our conversation, or how can we ask for permission? For example, can I use protector? You must give question mark, dear students, because we are asking for permission. Another, may I use protector? In this way, you have to ask for permission. Another way, is it okay if I use your protector? And the final way, according to our book, is it alright if I use protector or use your protector? So using these 4 different things, using these 4 different structures, we can ask for permission. So let's start from the very easier one. Can I? See, you are using these phrases, can I, may I go to toilet, can I drink water, may I go outside in your classroom or in your day-to-day life too. That's why it may be furthermore easier for you. So let's use can I or may I. So is it okay if I, is it alright if I? This is also easy to use, but you may not be that much habituated of using these things. So let's begin from the easier one. Can I use your protector? Okay, we have asked for permission and it is made by A. Now what B has to do, dear students? Answer is also given in question itself. What is the answer? Of course. So dear students, let me tell you more. Of course, this phrase or this response is all about giving permission. Of course means it is obviously positive permission. That's why this is giving permission. It is not withholding permission. So how can we write? What is the response made by B now? Of course you can. Can I use your protector? Means of course you can. You see, it's very easy to do. Dear students, A has to make request and B has to reply. Either giving permission or withholding permission. Now, let me give you another second example, everybody. I request all of you to look at your book, and if you don't have book, I request everybody to listen to me because I'm going to tell second question myself. What is the question? Play football. I am afraid I can't let you. Play football. This is the question. I am afraid I can't let you. This is the response. So A has to ask play football using these 4 different structures. So play football. How can A ask now? Can I play football? So what can we do here? Can I? Here in the place of use protector, we can make now can I play football? Okay, and in response, what is our response now? Our response is obviously negative. Our response is not positive now, like of course in number 1. What is our response now? I am afraid I can't let you. See, I am afraid I can't let you play football. See, This is withholding permission. It is rejecting permission. So, in the place of can I, you can also write there, may I play football, or is it okay if I play football, or is it alright if I play football. In this way, we can have similar types of conversation as given in the examples. So let me tell you third question, everyone. Bring my sister to the party. This is the question. Bring my sister to the party. That's okay. This is the response. Now how can we make conversation? Bring my sister to the party. How can we tell? Can I bring my sister to the party? Or you can make in any one of the way you like or you feel easier to do. May I bring my sister to the party? Is it okay if I bring my sister to the party? And what can you also write? Is it alright if I bring my sister to the party? Now what is the response made by B, everyone? What is the response? That's okay. So is it giving or withholding permission? What do you think, dear students? Okay, this is, that's okay means it is positive one, it is giving permission. What can you write? That's okay. Obviously you can bring your sister, or that's okay, that's fine, that's alright. Okay, these are the things we can write in the response made by B. Okay, now last one, dear students. Our last question is, borrow your book. And what is the response? Yes, certainly you can. So how can we make now? Can I borrow your book? Similarly, may I borrow your book? Is it okay if I borrow your book? And finally, is it alright if I borrow your book? Anyone as you like, anyone you feel is easier to write. And response, yes, certainly you can. Okay, this is giving permission again because it is positive permission or it is giving permission. So dear students, in this way you are supposed to have conversation about giving, withholding permission. Remember students, in this activity we are only talking about giving and withholding permission. So we haven't started reporting permission. It is to be done in our next activity. Here we only discussed about giving permission and withholding permission. Now one more activity is in our book in the same page as the exercise of number 2. So I request all of you dear students to see number 2 once again. So what is there? Similar type of activity is there. What is there in number 2? Make as many sentences as possible from the following table. It means you have got a table. There is one table, and in that table these 4 different structures which we discussed just before are given at the beginning. After that the subject is I subject is there. After that actual question is there. So let me give you example. What we have to do is make as many sentences as possible from the table. So 4 different structures at the beginning, one subject, and then our actual question lies in the later part of the table. So what we have to do is we have to make many more sentences. How many can we make? It depends upon us. So how can we do? Can I use your cell phone to call my mother? Can I use your camera to take some photographs? Can I go to the bookstore to buy some books? Can I go home to take a rest? In this way you have to make different questions. You have to ask for permission. Looking at your book, dear students, don't feel confused. You don't have to do any other things here. You don't have to write many more conversations over here. what you have to do is you are only supposed to make as many sentences as you can looking at the table, and you have been habituated of doing these things in your previous classes too. You can easily make statements, you can easily make questions if you look at your book. I don't think so. I don't feel that you will have greater difficulties in making questions in this number 2. So, dear students, so in this class we have been talking about giving and withholding permission, where different questions were made, and on the basis of these questions we were supposed to make different types of conversation. So in this way, this language function, giving and withholding permission, this language function is very much beneficial in your real life too. So these things are very common things in your day-to-day classroom as well, or at your home too. You may have to face similar types of situations, and according to those situations you may have to ask for permission and you may have to give permission as well. So this might be very much beneficial for your classroom language. That's why I told you at the beginning, this is the language function, and language function actually helps you to develop your language skill. It helps you to develop your conversation skill. I told you earlier also, it helps us to use language practically. So see, these things are very much important to use language practically, because it is used very frequently in our day-to-day language, in our classroom, at our home too. So I request all of you to practice more and more using these structures like can I, may I, is it okay if I, is it alright if I, ... And these things, if you practice more and more, you can surely develop good conversation skill within you. So, dear students, I request all of you to practice more and more, use English, use language, then only you can use it better. So, practice makes a man perfect. That's why if you use English, you can have better English. If you don't use it at all, your conversation skill may not be good. So, these things are very much important for you. So, dear students, this much for today. We will study about reporting permission in our next class. In next class, we will also talk about some more things within the same unit first. So, thank you very much. Keep reading, keep practicing. See you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye-bye all of you. Thank you.
विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरू, आजका लागि रेडियो ट्युसन कक्षाको समय यति नै। कोरोना भाइरसको संक्रमण बढ्दै गएसँगै ठप्प भएको पठन पाठन र विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरूको पढ्ने लेख्ने बानीलाई यस रेडियो ट्युसन कक्षाले कायम राख्नेमा हामी विश्वस्त छौं। अहिलेका लागि भने कार्यक्रम निर्माण टोलीका सम्पूर्ण सहकर्मीहरू बिदा हुन्छौं। नमस्कार।